This video is brought to you by Ageless Geeks.
Cowabunga dudes and dudettes, this is Anthony, aka Batbomb82, and today I'll be doing a review of the Super 7 Thundercats Ultimates Panthro. Now, as you can see, it comes in that standard box that I absolutely love from Super 7, so before we crack this thing open, I actually want to take a closer look at the packaging. Okay, so I just wanted to show off the box here because I really love what Super 7 does with these Ultimates figures. It's the same thing we've seen in Lionel, simple black box, Thundercats logo right there. Got this really nice image of the Thundercats logo done in that holofoil like red color, which looks really nice with that mirror finish. Looks really cool. See my fingers waving. Yeah. Panthro right there, Super 7. Turn us around, you got the Thundercats logo from like the cartoon, which is really nice. We can also just slide the slip cover off like so, and then we have a really cool window box showing our Panthro figure. Now, man, maybe like a lot of you, I'm a giant Panthro fan. He was always my favorite Thundercat. He seemed so cool. He was also like, he felt like the biggest badass. He was also like the smart tech guy, which is always really cool. And he just had really dope weapons. So I'm super happy to have this one. Again, I never had the Mattel versions of these figures, so I'm super stoked to pick up the Super 7 ones. So now, let's go ahead and crack this thing open and see what we have inside. Alright guys, now let's take a closer look at Panthro here. So I'm super happy with this, because like I said before, I'm a giant Panthro fan. Like a lot of you, he's probably your favorite Thundercat too. I just love the fact that he kind of seemed older than the rest of the team. I loved like the spikes. I always thought was awesome. He felt like a ninja, especially with like his nunchuck weapons and things like that, but he was also like the smart tech guy. He just had such a cool thing going on. So I really love Panthro here. I think this figure looks amazing. The head sculpt looks really nice. I love the paint with the eyes, that big jaw. You know how they make it almost look like he has like a beard or a 5 o'clock shadow kind of thing going on, which looks really cool. So I dig that. There also seems to be like a bit of a wash in the figure itself. You can see like these darker areas, which is nice, which is something I'm probably not really fully used to when it comes to Super 7. So that's really nice. But then you got things like the silver band around the arm right here and a little wrist bracer like that. Again, the spikes look really nice, and they're kind of a rubbery plastic, so they're not too pointy, so they won't poke you too bad. And then the belt with the Thundercats logo looks really nice and clean. And everything else about this looks nice. Got the tassels on the back of the boots, which is very signature Panthro. So yeah, man, I love this a lot, and it does feel like this can come off too, because that's just on a little peg there, so that's really nice. Now, one thing I've heard, so it seems like the trunks here are wrong colors. So it seems like they're supposed to be a darker blue, like the blue of the belt. So that's, I guess, not right. So from what I've heard, I guess Super 7 is sending out replacement like crotch pieces like this, because it's just a separate piece from the actual like figure right there. So you can see how it kind of just fits over the figure. So to replace those with a darker blue. So that's really cool. So if you got this figure, you're getting this figure, feel free to contact Super 7 and let them know that you want to switch this out for that darker blue one, which I guess is more accurate. But still, I think this guy looks killer, man. Love Panthro. Always, again, my favorite Thundercat. And I think this figure turned out great. Okay, so now let's talk accessories here, because he does come with a lot of stuff. So we get interchangeable hands. We got things like a gripping hand, a more clawing-like hand with a little more open-palmed. We also do get different types of gripping hands, where one's a little more forward-facing, things like that. So we got pretty much anything you really need. We also do get a second head sculpt here. I'm going to pop that off and pop on this other head sculpt. And I feel like the second head sculpts that aren't on this figure are always like real tighter. So like that, you got that one a little more yelling with the teeth showing. And so you get to see the difference between those two head sculpts. So that's really nice. So I like both of those. I think they both look really good. So for right now, I'm just going to have just a simple, straightforward head like that. So, all right. We also do get all kinds of crazy accessories. So we got, I believe this is like his little communicator, right? Or tracking device or something like that. But that's really cool too. I love, again, when we get little artifacts and tools and little small accessories like this for different characters. So that looks really nice. So I dig that we're getting stuff like that. We also do get things, since he's again like the tech and mechanic, we get things like a wrench, which is really nice. I, for the life of me, can't remember what this is. Is this some kind of like reader? I know it's like a screen, right? I can't remember exactly what it's used for, but we get all these cool things. I love stuff like this. We also get, I believe this is like a welding gun, if I remember correctly, right? It's not a blaster. I think this is a welding gun. I could be wrong. Again, feel free to correct me in the comments. I have no problem being corrected. So that's really cool too. We also do get a key, which is really nice too. Was this the key to the Thunder Tank? I don't remember. Oh my god. Again, feel free to let me know in the comments what exactly all this stuff is, but that looks really cool. I love the gold on that. That looks really nice. We also do get a set of goggles, which is really cool. These will actually fit over the head sculpts like that, which is really nice. So that looks really cool. And a little bit of paint smudge right there on the top. You see little black spots. I could probably scrape those off if I really tried. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I could probably work that later on, but it looks really cool still, even like that. I love the fact you can work those on. So yeah, I'm almost positive this is like a welding gun. I think so. So again, feel free to correct me. Now, of course, his best accessories are going to be his nunchaku here. I love these. These are always so super cool to me. That, you know, he had this red and white like Panther clawed nunchucks. I thought they were so dope. But you also get like a real heavy duty metal chain with this, which is really nice, and they're really, really long too. So you can actually hold this in either of the gripping hands, and it holds on there nice and tight. And again, you get a really long chain, which is really cool. And you can pose them around and do all kinds of things. And you'll see some pictures later on to do all that kinds of really cool stuff that he would do in the show. So I dig this, man. Really, really love that. But what's also nice is we do get this handle right here. I love, so it's a single handle with the blue side like that. But we also do get the whirling effect piece, which is so rad. You can see how it's kind of translucent right there with the red and the swirl and the kind of chain spinning. This is awesome, man. We've seen this with a few figures before, but now we have it for Panthro here, and you can actually plug it into the blue version. Now it looks like he's swirling his nunchucks around. I think that is so rad, and it's huge. I mean, you can see how huge it is compared to the figure. That is so cool. One thing I will say, though, it's kind of heavy, and the wrist swivel doesn't let it stay up like I would like to. And you'll see some pictures later on where I was able to pose it in certain ways to have it still hold up good. But I'm just letting you know it's going to be a little weighted like that. So anyways, either way, that is a killer effect piece. I think that is so cool. How many times in the cartoon were you seeing him just whirling around those nunchucks and looking like a total badass, man? I love that. So that is so freaking awesome. Super glad they added that effect piece. Okay, so let's run down his articulation now. So if you have any things like the Masters of the Universe Classics figures, you pretty much know what to expect since it utilizes pretty much the exact same buck. Heads on a ball peg, rolls around left and right, up and down, wobbles side to side a tiny bit, arms will go full 360, up and out that far, rotation at the bicep, single bend at the elbow, rotation at the wrist, as well as a hinge at the wrist. We do get an ab crunch, allows us to crunch forward, back, even with the harness, works really nice, swivel at the waist, hip joints that kick forward that far, back, not so much, splits all the way out, rotation in the upper thigh, single bend at the knee, ankles go up, down, and a very nice ankle rocker. So overall, I'm extremely happy with this. I'm not gonna lie, I really, really dig this. You know, I know the trunks are a different color than what they should be. That doesn't necessarily bother me as much. Again, I don't have the Mattel versions, so I can't really compare again. So if they're sending out free replacements for that, then that's awesome, dude. I think that's super cool that a toy company is doing that. More companies need to be responsible and do things like that. So I think it's really, really cool. Still, he's a lot of fun. Again, super happy to have an awesome Panthro figure in my collection. And if you can still find him, I know he's sold out pretty much everywhere. Might have to check the aftermarket, but he's so worth it and definitely a must get. So for a quick size comparison, here he is standing next to a Marvel Legends Deadpool and NECA Batman figure. Also for comparison, here he is standing next to the Ultimates Lion-O and Mumra, also from Super 7. And just for fun, here he is with little Lego Bat Bomb. So there it is, guys, my review of the Ultimates Panthro. Now overall, I think this is such a great figure, and might be just me being biased because I love Panthro, but I think Super7 did a great job. Now I understand the trunks are a different color than they should be, but it sounds like they're going to be replacing those for free, which is really cool of them. But my biggest complaint personally is going to be the wrist. They can't really hold up the bigger weapons like those giant nunchucks swirl, and that seems to be a common thing with a lot of Super7 figures, so I'm really hoping they fix that issue, because that really is a problem with a lot of these figures. That aside, this guy is still so awesome. Now, for the most part, it's just a re-release of the Mattel version, but I never had the Mattel version. I have this version, and I think he's really cool and a lot of fun, so I'm super stoked to get him. Great articulation, great paint apps, awesome accessories, and a ton of accessories at that, and this is just one really cool Panthro figure that I think would fit in great with any of your collections. So please comment, like, and subscribe. Stay nerdy, my friends. Peace.